everyone, how you doing? It's David McCallum here, aka Ravie Davie, the Fresh Prince of Drummond Square, and this is the 10 Years In podcast, and this is now episode
9.
Episode 9. Yes, here we go, man. So I'm joined here with my lovely partner
Georgia,
and we are going to be talking a lot today because the last time we were actually in the studio was not last Monday but the Thursday before that, so it's been about a 10-day period since we were last in talking to you.
I actually thought you were going to say we were going to be talking one load of shite.
Well, however you want to take that. No, I mean there will be people that were also thinking that. No, I mean you'll not be the only one that thought that was what was coming out.
So the last time we were here was the 31st of August, and today is the 9th of September.
I was off to Blink-182.
That was at night. So since then, Curtis has been to Amsterdam.
So he has, aye.
We still haven't got Oasis tickets.
Nope.
I can't actually see that happening. There's been
I'm in the ballot.
I actually said to my mum the other day we're on episode 9 and I'm just got to tell her to shut it all the time. Anytime you're trying to interrupt me, the real me's coming out now and I'm just not having it in there, so shut up. There's been a new bridge. It's opened in Partick. Opened for the Govan
to Partick. She just fucking burnt a bridge, fuck's sake. So she just fuck's sake, man.
David's got the new basketball game.
Aye, NBA.
And I've been David running trainers. That's my notes that I've got doing what we need to update the listeners on. You get something in your eye?
Aye.
When you go, you're allowed to talk now.
I'm allowed to talk now, right? So, what was I trying to say to you?
Oh, it must have been ADHD.
No, it wasn't that. It was something else.
About the Oasis tickets.
Oh, I'm in the ballot. I got us in the ballot for the Wembley one, so fingers crossed.
See, I never got the email about the ballot. I think they must have thought I was a scammer because I tried to get in so many times on that Saturday. I actually had 2 tickets, standing tickets, in my basket and realised they were £750 for the 2 of them and thought, oh, I can't pay that, that's too much. And then David said I would have paid for them and all, and I'd already let them go. So that's on me.
To be fair, man, I'm glad we didn't know there's a story we'll tell you. We'll tell you later, not.
So we're in the ballot now because they've put on 2 extra days in Wembley.
And that'll be the reason why I got, because I actually said because of your activity. I went and just checked the Wembley one just to see, because that was the biggest stadium and I wanted to see what the queue was in London's the biggest area, because I was interested in how many people were queued up in all of them. I was interested. There was one point I was in the Glasgow one, it was 210,000, so 210,000 people. I checked the Cardiff one, there was 365. The Wembley one had 500,000. So me checking that, my curiosity is probably what's in the ballot. I think
Maybe.
I think it was because of that, because it did say due to your activity and checking
being on the website and stuff. Aye.
It said something like that. So
hopefully, but I guess if we were to get them, they're going to be. It was going to be so expensive to get there, so we'll just need to.
Fingers crossed.
Decide at the time.
Cut a Glasgow dates or something, or Edinburgh dates pop up, or even if I don't know, man. I'd like them to do a European tour, so I could, I don't know, go to Vienna for the first time.
Aye, that would be amazing, eh?
We trip to Austria to see Oasis.
People keep saying that they're going to split up as soon as the tour is done.
They'll probably split up before it starts, man. Honestly, can't stand each other. Can definitely tell the bald nose just had a divorce, man. And he's always all the money he can get, because. To be fair, they'll not be short of money either. I calculated up there, mate, about 14.
I know, we've all been these sad people in the house,
shot.
What's the capacity? How many tickets have they sold? If you've been mathematicians about this. So jealous we couldn't get these tickets.
I was about to say jealous of Oasis. I was like, I was successful before I was even born, not then. I'll get a chance to be jealous of them. But so hopefully, fingers crossed, we get Oasis tickets. Well done to everybody who got them. Hope you enjoy yourselves. No too jealous, but a wee bit jealous, but not too jealous. And I to be fair, it'd be daft for them not to release more dates. Not, I mean, they're probably going to be wanting about 100 million each already. So
amazing. Hopefully they. But anyways, right, so we've got a couple of things that we want to talk about tonight. Somebody's wrote a wee question that we thought we'd take the time to answer. Also, we've finished Love is Blind, and we've got a food review as well. So I've got a couple of things to cover here. Right, so the question that we've got, so we've not really answered. No, in fact, we've been covering doing different emotions and stuff, but tonight we wanted to focus on this one question. So somebody had asked us, a lot of people who run a business say they would never run a business with their family or their partner. And obviously we go against the odds and we currently run this business together, and they said, what's it like running a business? So,
to be honest, I've actually, so there's the question, and there has been people that have mentioned it before. Actually, one person was surprised when I told them I ran the company with Georgia, but I actually think if it wasn't for Georgia, the company would either no be still running, or it would be absolutely close to going down the drain, or it wouldn't be at the heights that it's at maybe, in fact, because money burns a hole in my pocket, so there would never been an opportunity to save up and do better things like buy a second wrestling ring or get big names like Santino and Hornswoggle and things like that. Actually being in business with my partner has helped me and my company, our company, grow. Well, also my company, she's helped a lot with the wrestling school as well. She does everything. Gio 10 jobs, not even Gio the Job she calls herself, because she's doing every job under the sun. And I honestly, obviously there's times it's straining and stressful, because especially what we do in the wrestling, we have, so the wrestling part of the wrestling company is my side, and then there's Georgia's got some sides like the financial, booking the fights, all these kind of things, and sometimes the mix, and that's when it gets a wee bit.
That's putting it lightly. When they mix, because David gets involved in jobs that aren't meant to be his job. No, I've got my jobs, David's got his, but sometimes he drifts into my wee world and he doesn't know exactly what he's meant to be doing, and that's when it normally goes wrong. Do you agree with that?
Definitely. When I'm like trying to book flights and stuff like that, or try to sort out hotels and that.
So we've got a couple of email addresses and different Facebook and social media accounts, and David likes to open the messages and then no reply to them, and then these messages go unread for ages, and then he'll say, did you reply to them? I'll say, I don't know what you're talking about, and he'll say, oh, I already opened that message. What makes me really laugh as well is that quite a lot of times when people message the social media pages, they think they're talking to David, but it's me. So they're like, all right mate, what's happening? And they'll ask a couple of questions, then I'll obviously respond, and then they'll then realise that it's probably me.
It's a female, and
they either completely change their vocabulary or they just don't reply to me. Most of the time they just don't reply to me because they're like, oh, it's no Ravie Davie I'm talking to.
Something that a lot of people use, just message the page to try and get in contact with me. Well, a lot of me guys phone the number and try and buy them up, and I'm always like, when it's a withheld number, oh, this is Community Pro Wrestling Ticket Office, what do you want? And they're like, is this Ravie Davie? I was like, no, Ravie Davie is currently busy right now. I could pass on a message for him if you would like, but if you're not after tickets, then we don't really have time to speak today. Unfortunately, we're a busy company here at Community Pro Wrestling, so if that's not what you're here for, we're going to have to go. So do you want tickets? And they'll start obviously trying to buy them up and go, oh, I want tickets for this and that. Like, shut up, you man. But
we teenage boys, well, we guys in particular, phone you all through the night because you've obviously put your number on these posters that are everywhere, and they obviously think, do you think that's really his number? Then they obviously realise that it's you and you answer it during the day, and then we'll phone your phone off through the night, and it actually happens so often that it's unbelievable.
It's man, honestly. Bam up all the time. I get as karma, to be fair. I used to be quite notorious for prank phone calls when I was younger, so what goes around comes around, as they say, you know what I mean? Swings and roundabouts, but I have been known to get back to the wee guys when they phone and get wide, so sometimes you catch them on a bad day, you might get hit with a silver tongue.
In the Altus, we used to say him because that was in Drummond Square, and they obviously, because of David's name, like the Fresh Prince of Drummond Square, we guys used to come in and say to me, is Ravie Davie coming out? I was telling somebody, one of the coaches, Nick, in the gym the other day, and he's like, what did you used to say? No, he's getting his dinner. And I was like, no, he's not coming out. But going back to the question, so it's probably, I would say what the hardest thing is running the business together is, like, normally if, say for instance, you ran the business and you were coming in for work and telling me what was stressing you out, then I don't feel the same stress. So I'm able to help for a different side, whereas both of us share the same things that stress us out. all the time, and maybe if something's really a small thing, because it's both of us worrying about it, it could turn into something big, and then we're always having to talk each other doing all the time.
Day obviously you were talking to me about these fights and that, the thing about that, and you're obviously sitting quiet and get worked up, a bit upset about it, and obviously I'm sitting there also a bit upset, like I can't really say it to make you feel better, because I'm also sitting feeling like, oh no, this is gonna hurt, man. So Georgia's getting visibly upset before I'm sitting trying to not get upset, and I'm like, oh, but I can't find the words to say it, and and then 2 minutes later something else happened, and I'm like, oh.
So a perfect example of this is like, we spoke, I think maybe 2 episodes ago, about Gangrel, who was a wrestler that we were getting over from America, who is hurt his hip and had to go for a hip replacement, and basically the agreement was that he's going to come back next year, which can still happen, but it meant that I had to phone up American Airlines and change the flight, which I've spoke to American Airlines 3 times before. They've all confirmed this was good. We were just waiting for Gangrel to come back and tell us when he was going to be fit. So it turns out he's told us when he's going to be fit, and I've phoned up American Airlines, and actually what they've said is to change over his flight, we'll need to pay another massive amount of money, which I wasn't told at the time. So when I've been told this, I have went back and forth with managers and everything at American Airlines to say, you know, I hadn't been told this at the time on what it is to switch the flight. And actually, when you go to American Airlines to book a brand new flight, it is coming up the same price as what we priced before. But they're saying this is all down to, you know, what month we're trying to book it, how busy they are, these categories and stuff of flights. Obviously as well, he's going on at premium flights, so he's getting the best seated on these flights, which is making it so much harder. So I've then phoned David and started greeting, so he's trying not to greet to me on the phone, because so these are things that just make it really, really difficult. So
that's what you see nowadays. You probably see a lot of people on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram with their wee captions on their videos telling you all that you should chase your dreams, and it's brilliant, it's gratifying and stuff like that. And to be fair, it really, really is, but there's sides that they don't tell you, and honestly, there's the amount of times where the amount of things that go right, you think that you finally solve something and then 10 other problems come up. There's constant stress and strain. No matter what you do, you are constantly gambling with your future, because there's no guarantee everything you've got to do is right, especially when you're kind of doing what it is that me and George is doing. It's like we are doing an events based company, so everything that we do relies on like ticket sales and people coming in the doors, and there's no guarantee that you're up against lots of different other events and entertainment. A lot of entertainment is free, you know what I mean? You could go to the Friday night, you and your partner, you and the kids can go out to the park and stuff like that. So there is a lot of things that you're battling against, which obviously again causes strain. There's just a lot of things that people don't tell you. When you've got a 9 to 5, you've got the luxury of knowing you're going to get your wage every week, you've got holidays paid for you. Fair enough, you need to answer to somebody that usually you might think is a bit of a tool, but honestly being that tool nowadays, because people answer to me, they'll try to do the best for you, I promise. Know what I mean? They'll just try to do the best for you and the company that he's working for. So there's just all these different things, whereas as I said, when you go to a 9 to 5, you can go to bed at night knowing that you're going to wake up and kind of you know what you're going to be doing. Whereas if you run your own company, there's a lot of nights you've got your bed stressed out your box, you're not getting to sleep until about 3 o'clock in the morning, then you wake up and you kind of forget about these stresses for a wee bit, but then hundreds of more stresses come out, and that reminds you of the other stresses you've got, because these stresses are building on top of you, and then once you've came to grips with these stresses, guess what happens? Some more stresses come out, and before you know it, you're shadow boxing and punching the wall and going, oh man.
Right, okay.
Happy days.
We get it. We actually have got to a point now where we say to each other in the morning, what are you the day? I'm like, right, I'm the 80%. He's like, right, I'll be your extra 20 and we'll get through this day together. And that's the last couple of weeks we've started doing, because there's been loads of stuff. But maybe we should say something good.
We've also been singing our emotions.
Oh, we have. So we were arguing the other day, and then David had sent me this video of two Waynes on TikTok that their mums had said to them, when you want to argue each other, sing your emotions. So me and David have been starting to each other.
So I should try it, honestly. It was quite therapeutic.
You want to sing your song?
We'll sing a wee bit. We'll sing our emotions, right? So emotion of the week's a sing along, and right, we'll just go along with it, right? So, I hate when we go out for food and you just cannot get into a good mood because the menu is so big you cannot pick your one mac and cheese.
I can't even. Sorry for people who are listening to this on Spotify. Oh, I just got to hear both of you rolling about laughing, but I can't sing back because I've got a ready, but also can I add to that, right? I hate when we go out for food and everybody stares at us because you're there. See, if I go out with Bo or my mum or whatever, I don't get anxious, but when I'm with you, it's like I'm in a fishbowl. Everybody's staring at me. Honestly, I actually felt bad in Wallswell Farm about how many tortoises I was picking up in case people were watching us, because the full place is just like, there's Ravie Davie.
We paid for a large. Not you can get as many tortoises as we want. Hen, don't you let them tell you otherwise, man.
You paid for a large.
Aye, I paid for a large, but you can pick as many tortoises as you want, right? Okay.
No, it was a good song.
Thank you.
But we went out for dinner and I picked macaroni, so I'm changing all the time. This podcast making me evolve. Honestly, I don't even recognise myself. But we should say something good about working with each other in business, because you made that sound really awful. That I mean,
no, I said it before. I loved it. I said if it wasn't for you, the company would be dead, man. What do I like about working with you? We get to spend more time with each other.
I like the fact that when the shows are over, we then agree that all the stress was worth it. But it's like the big build up to it, which obviously makes it really. We're obviously really nervous and like stressed out. But then loads of that just comes for being like, we want this to go really well.
No, exactly. If we didn't care, the shows probably wouldn't go as much. We didn't get stressed out and stuff like that. The shows would probably be no good. So I was going to say Hamgate there. That doesn't even sound right.
Your partner's getting so bad.
It's no bother, you know what I mean? My partner's better than yours, so just shut up the no kidding on. Anyway, so what was I saying? I know, but I do enjoy working with Georgia. She is the glue that keeps community pro wrestling together, and she is the brains behind the operation. Obviously, I'm the beauty face.
He must be feeling dead emotional today, because before we came along here, he walked in the kitchen and he says, do you know something? I'm just so happy I started this company with you, because I actually feel if it wasn't for you, we would just be in the shit. And I thought, at least at one point in the last 3 years, he's recognised the work that I've done, because all he said is, it's my company, my this, my that. I said, see, if you say that's your company one more time, I'm actually going to bar you.
Yeah, no got any bar.
Right, we're not singing anymore.
Right,
anyways,
that's cancelled already, the singing. Can't have any fun in here.
Right, so we have finished Love is Blind.
Right, I tell you what, man, I was blinded for the start. I can't believe it. We'll get in a minute, but fuck me, man. That was a bad choice of judgment. Judge a choice.
I want to know, was it worth watching?
It was good. I again go to spend time together with each other.
You're just fucking using that any excuse.
It's good. We don't get to spend as much time with each other. Know what I mean? For the fact that we Dave run a company and that with each other, we stay in the same house. We don't actually get to spend as much time with each other as we'd like. So anytime I do get to spend with you is good, even if. Because usually we're arguing a lot, and then the more time we spend together, the less likely we're going to be fighting, because we need to, we're rude people, we need to,
kid on, we like each other.
And then even the same with Love is Blind, I'm sure there was 1 or 2 times we'd had a wee argument, but I had to watch this, not I mean, so.
Because we committed to the podcast.
So shut her up, man. She just got on with it. But I know I enjoyed watching it. There's a few things that obviously I didn't like about it. But I feel it was very predictable, except for one thing. Really, we kind of got all we guessed all the marriages and who was going to get together.
Now we guessed who was going to say yes, who was going to say no. Who was your favourite couple?
My favourite couple, Stephen and Sabrina.
I know.
It's shocking, man. Stephen and Sabrina were my favourite couple. I did end up warming up to Jazobi, so that was good. Jasmine and Bobby, Jazobi. I warmed up to them. They
were my favourite for the start.
They were your favourite for the start? No, my favourite was Sabrina and Stephen, man. I liked them, but that went tits up. But as you'll find out, you should be watching it, to be fair. You should be tuned in.
I know, hope there's no spoilers here, but it's been out for a while, to be fair.
Tons of spoilers, to be fair, probably, if you've not watched it, because we basically spoiled the full thing last week. The week before, was it?
The week before, but continue.
My bad. As I said, so Jazobi was my favourite. My least favourite was Benaya and Nicole, just because I felt like they were in it for the fame. But they actually shut me up, to be fair. They're still married to this day, so they did shut me up, because I thought for the start they two were at it. I thought he was an absolute clown for going where after she'd picked another guy and all that stuff, which to be fair, he was absolutely the guy. Ended up coming back on the show and slaughtering the two of them. But between so they were my least favourite, and then the rest of them were probably around about the same. I liked them all. Tom and Maria, Demi and Ollie. Ollie turned out to be a snake, to be fair.
Yeah.
I feel.
And also, we didn't really like Kat or Freddie.
I
liked Freddie.
I was about to say I liked Freddie, but Kat was definitely at it.
I think he's Freddie's sister. What was her name again?
Betsy Dora or something. Betsy Dora or something like that.
She saw right through her for the beginning.
She did, man. She wasn't having it.
But we need to discuss the fact that Sabrina and Steve were not together at the end.
Oh man, what the hell, man? I feel first couple, married straight away, first to get engaged, pure strong as anything, two roughly the same age, not I mean, getting a bit older in years. So, no, but the other 35 and 37, no, I mean, it's not as if you've got a lot left in the tank to get married and that, know what I mean? You need to get yourself on that market. No, I mean, you're doing shows like that as well, but two of them split up. Didn't see it. I get why once it came around they stayed long distances. His job is pretty much like what I was saying earlier, but he owns his own business, so it's like I was saying about us with CPW earlier. It's you need to put everything into it, so if you're going with somebody who's maybe got doing a 9 to 5, it might not, your schedules might not meet up and stuff like that, and I feel like he wasn't given as much as Sabrina was in the end either.
I feel like he must have been skint or something. I'm sorry. I feel like you were sticking up for him there because he was a guy, but he didn't go to her house at Christmas and it was a flight from London to Belfast.
Maybe it probably was skint, because he's running his own business and he took 4 weeks off to do a mad show and all that, and probably came back and had any clients left and probably was a bit forgot.
And she'd started her own business as well, exactly. And she felt like he never supported her. But anyway, it's for the best. That's what happened.
Well, she didn't sound skint, know what I mean? So she could have helped him out a wee bit and help him get back in his feet. That's what marriage are meant to be about, isn't it? But no, to be fair, the way he was talking and that, and the reunion, you can tell he was a bit bitter. He was a bit like, he felt like he could tell. I feel like he felt like he knew they'd fucked up and he didn't want to take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
What else? But everybody else had kind of
we'd guessed everything right.
Everything was right. We knew who was going to get married, who wasn't going to get married. The only thing that kind of that threw us off was Sabrina and Stephen. Everybody else we thought were going to still be together and stuff like that. And
so would you watch something like that again?
I definitely would. Would love to watch something like that.
I don't think that I'll be able to get you to watch it anytime soon because you've went and bought 2K, which is the new basketball game.
Well, actually, but we can't review it on this, but the new Vince McMahon documentaries this month, so we'll be watching that.
We will watch that, but I think that's a bit too heavy on for the podcast.
Be a bit much.
Especially because we keep saying it's not a wrestling podcast, but wrestling's our full life.
You're my full life.
Oh. So I watched the Vince McMahon podcast show with you. But so David is pretty committed to 2K, which is the new basketball game, and he's got these sort of like online friends that he's had for a good few years that he would do online streaming in that way. And I would say, in my opinion, they're quite a serious bunch of people. And so David has been, they take their game very seriously.
They're
so
all
David,
good.
Aye, David has been, he kind of like dips in and out of the game because obviously because he works at night, etc., and doing all the other stuff he does. So he'll like play the basketball game consistently for a while, then he'll drop off the face of the earth for 6 months and then he'll come back. But when he drops off and on, these boys are still on there playing. I said to David the other day, have they been playing that full time since you've not played? And he said, aye, they've consistently been playing. I thought,
I don't just play a basketball game, they play also like FIFA and Valorant and
I thought they were just playing
other games.
basketball game.
They play other games as well.
I
used to play the other games with them as well, but obviously as time got on and I got more busy and the companies took off and stuff, I couldn't really commit to it. And last year I bought the NBA game and I ended up only playing like 20 hours of it just because time dictated. But I made sure to make some time for it this weekend.
And so he's back on the first couple of games. I was laughing because I could just hear him saying sorry, and I thought he's obviously shite and he's just saying sorry every 2 minutes to these boys, right? But then on Friday he's got up and he's went on straight away and he started playing. And then the next thing, it was probably about 3 o'clock at this point, and I heard him saying, I'm sitting next to him on the couch and I can hear whoever it is talking to him basically getting him out of trouble to the point I was fucking rolling about the couch because no, they basically what had happened is 2 of the boys, no involving David, were arguing with each other, calling each other personal names, and basically what the boy was saying to David was, you basically encouraged that, you stirred the pot and you made us 2 argue with each other. And basically the guy was fucking livid. But I could actually hear this like through the earphones and see David getting shut up so much. I was loving it. I was like, on you go, mate, you just tell him exactly how you feel. So David was like, sorry, maybe, and you didn't know what to say. Basically you were saying maybe I've stirred the pot and I shouldn't have encouraged them.
I'll tell the story, right? I'll bring it all out, right? So we'd all agreed to go. So in basketball there's 5 positions, right? And funny enough, there's 5 is, right? There's me, Kieran, I call him Kev, right? Cause I thought his name was Kev when he messages. So there's me, Kev, Anthony. So
you fucking can't even remember their names.
No, I can't. I'm just trying to remember what order to put them in. Logan, he's for Livingston, so the other 2 boys are for Glasgow. And then there's some of you watching this may actually know George if you've watched me in my Twitch streaming days and that. My big stupid English pal that I used to play on Twitch with and play 2K and Football Manager and stuff like that. So we're all playing, right? We all agreed to go certain positions. So in basketball, there's a point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and centre. So
David's character wears a durag and a pair of Crocs.
True. Yeah, look sick, man. I'm actually a bit raging this year. Usually it's right. So in games you get like wee preset faces. Like if you can't be bothered making them, just pick a default face. And there's been this one default face, which is a wee guy with like a big round face, and he's got blonde hair and that. And every year I just use that as me. And this year it's not on it, man. I had to use a different one, man. Shocking, pure gimps. So anyway, so there's then Kev's the point guard, Ants is the shooting guard, I'm the small forward, Blaze Logan was meant to be the power forward, and George the centre, but Logan and George both made centres, so the 2 of them started having a wee argument about it. And obviously I was just saying about it, right boys, better have getting this out in the open.
Mixing it really.
George is obviously raging that he spent all this money and he's got the same character as somebody else, so the 2 of them are obviously like battling it out. And I'm just obviously saying I agree, it is, we've all agreed on it, it is a bit shocking, know what I mean? But then a good point, and always like, well, I spent all the money on the game and all, I should get to play what I want. It's like, that's also a good point. And then they were arguing a bit heated, know what I mean? Some words were said. But I was saying, right, see if they actually did feel like this, they're better off getting it out in the way, out in the open, early bells, early days, and instead of letting it get pent up and before somebody says something that they can't actually take back and they end up actually falling out and we're missing, because it not happened ages ago, but remember I told you ages ago, they actually there was a falling out for ages, and we would, know what I mean, there was two factions and I was stuck in between it because I had nothing to do with it.
Because you're a mixer.
No,
your ass must have been killing you sitting on the fence.
So, no, but I was about yesterday doing all my stuff and they were on playing, so obviously it was all fixed and nice and dandy.
David's like, you said, what when the guy, when Logan obviously started saying to you that you basically were mixing it, you're like, oh, sorry mate, it's just that way where, see me and my pals, we actually pound each other that much, we want to make each other great. It's because you and Big 50, when you are actually talking to each other, you are like giving each other abuse constantly.
The day when I was funeral, we were actually calling each other names for half an hour straight, man. We was laughing at us in the room.
You're pathetic.
So you're damn.
Big 50's what I come on and all, but it would just be like a battle against the both of you's arguments to follow.
I know.
So that made me laugh.
Good thing with a Bamstead Slaughter, but
promotion
for Bamstead Slaughter.
Like everything that I think David does, Logan was just telling him straight about being a mixer and getting involved and stuff. I
wasn't being a mixer, I was just getting all out in the open, know what I mean? I'm a captain, I'm a leader, know what I mean? Always been a leader, always have been a leader. Captain of the Govan High football team when I was younger, locker room leader in the wrestling, stuff like that. So just I need to make sure my team's running on all cylinders, and there was a bit of animosity and I just wanted to get out in there. And all the boys were sending in PBs and we were on a winning streak last night. The zone defence that George fucking loves doing all the time, we've managed to get that done. So I think it was actually for the best. I think it's what the treat.
So it cleared the air?
It cleared the air, aye.
I mean, well, it's maybe for the best then.
See, you know what I mean? That's why.
Better get it out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking about getting it out in the open, clearing the air, me and you never started the day off very well today because you discovered, even though I asked you if it was alright, that I'd packed your running trainers in the bin. Mm-hmm. And there was a bit of animosity in your house this morning.
Was a wee bit,
to the point where you were pulling your clothes on and trying to go to Braheed at like 8 o'clock this morning to buy yourself new running shoes.
No, I didn't actually have them in JD.
Oh, did they know?
No, I actually did go.
So, basically, I came in the house about a week and a half ago and said to David, there's something fucking stinking in here and I think it's the shoes. Is it alright if I pack them out? And you said aye, probably. So your first word in there was aye, so I binned the shoes. And then you went to look for them today and they were in the green willy bin. In the green wheelie bin, and you were raging. But you've bought new ones?
I have bought new ones, 40 quid Under Armour numbers off Amazon. Use my wee gift card. Here we go. He'll come tomorrow. So all is good in the world. I'll just go to the gym tonight instead. No, after
is
the
that
podcast.
my fault?
That is your fault. Hope you're happy. But I was just a wee bit raging. I'd been telling myself I'm going to get to the gym early tomorrow, start my week half right, and then that went tits up because Georgia took a probably as a yes.
No, you said that I probably.
I didn't know what was the issues you were talking about. To be fair, I thought you meant it was one of the ones with the bubbles in them and the bubbles had burst or something.
That sometimes is a potential because that smells like cat piss when when the bubbles burst in your Air Max trainers. It's rotten.
I know it is, but I just thought that was the ones you were talking about, and now I'm doing a pair of running shoes.
It's for the best. You know what I mean?
First it is. You're right. And you were saying on holiday I used to run in Air Max. No, I didn't. I used to run in my Yanis's. I know, flat basketball shoes.
Right, okay.
No ones with bubbles in them.
Apologies. But anyway, you've got new ones, so every cloud's a silver lining.
Every cloud's a silver lining.
Right, okay. We have done a food review, guys.
I kind of put on it earlier. Georgia was talking about being in a fishbowl.
Yes. So David said to me, do you want to go out for dinner? And I said I could go something like
chicken.
Like steak pie or roast dinner or something. And he said, have you ever heard of Wallacewell Farm? So I said aye, because we've been to Linwood Farm before, which is where you get like carvery and
same thing. Stuff, to be fair. Idea.
I think it's like is it not like a franchise? I don't know. Curtis is screwing his eyes out. He's like, I don't know if it is. But anyway, we went there Sunday.
I have 5 reservations.
It was
bouncing.
Absolutely
heaving, man.
And
honestly, couldn't swing like that.
It was really busy, which is a good sign.
I know, definitely, but just obviously try to go out for a wee meal with your family, chill out, keep it on the DL, and it was quite busy, know what I mean?
It was uncomfortable.
It was just, I'm used to it by now, know what I mean? But I get what you mean. As soon as we walked in, there was one wee guy just turned and was just looking at me like this. No shame, to be fair, know what I mean? Just staring me out. I was like, fair play with you, man. Fair play.
So me and David got a carvery, and
Lovely.
Bo wanted macaroni, but the way it works in there, basically what happens is you go up to the bar and order, they give you a ticket for the carvery, and then you go and wait in the queue. But because Bo was getting macaroni, I said to Bo, Mona up and Stormy is in the queue, the carvery. He said no, and to be fair, he's in high school, right? So he's like, I don't want to be stoned about my ma all the time. I'll just sit here and play with my phone. So by the time me and David goes up and gets our carvery, comes back to the table, his macaroni had came, he'd ate it all, drank his juice and was ready for ice cream. And he said, Mum, everybody was looking at me thinking, why is that wee boy eating his dinner?
Just be 12-year-old that Wallace Well Farms, man, for his dinner, man. Love the place that much.
He asked me, he said, David's away to pay, and I forgot to ask him for a Yorkshire pudding. He wanted macaroni, corn on the cob, and one Yorkshire pudding. And then he was raging when he realised that
we got a car. He wants to go back now. George was like, I don't think we will be, man, to be fair.
I really liked it.
I know the food was banging, though. I mean, it was really good. Probably need to go on like a Tuesday at like 2 o'clock or something like that before we go again. Sound like I'm pure talking. I don't know, it's cringy talking like that, I think, nothing, but it's but it was honestly, I just walking by, it was
the same.
Looking at you. Probably a couple of people can claim for whiplash tomorrow, man.
But I would definitely go back, maybe just a bit quieter, and I would get the carvery again.
I know, I got all the
meats.
I got all the meats, the beef, the turkey, and the
ham.
I gammon. I was going to try the old trick where you just pick one meat and then you go at that one to give it. In fact, no, I tried the rest of them, know what I mean? But I was too busy, man, shat myself. But it was good, man. I really liked the cauliflower cheese. That was a highlight. It was all good. The Yorkshire puddings were good in that as well. Big, massive, fluffy numbers. And also as well, see how busy it was and everything was getting churned out. Didn't get a chance to it. So a lot, I think, I've got I don't really like food sitting for too long and stuff like that. It just ends up.
He's highly against buffets.
It's just rotten. No, buffets especially, they're barking. Fault with all that stuff to make you full, so they can make their money's worth. But everything was getting ate that fast in here. It was just in. So that was good. Really, I would really like to go again. The cake selection wasn't up too much, and I wanted a wee cake after it. But they were doing a pound of ice cream, not and the Wayne was loving that. So can't grumble when you're wearing number.
Normally they like. In Linwood Farm, they do like big, massive cakes.
They did do that in there, but just they were all rotten, like carrot cake and like, the ones that were like triple chocolate and that looked too sickening. They had a big millionaire shortbread, but that looked too dry, and then they had like a big chocolate brownie as well. Just nothing that really tickled my fancy. I
think when we used to go to Linwood Farm, we used to get the chocolate cake.
I used to get I remember the one, the big Kinder Bueno one. There was like a big jam roly poly, but it was like a hazelnut set. I've tried a few of them to be fair back in the Linwood one when I was back in it.
Yes, but it was a good suggestion. Have you any more suggestions up your sleeve?
I want to go to the place in Paisley with the floating noodles. Grand Fusion, is it? You heard it or something like that? It looks good, man. I was actually looking at the day when I was in Paisley, going to Johnston to put the posters. Apparently they only make 15 of them a day, so you need to get there.
Oh, really?
So I would actually really like to go and do that, the Grand Fusion in Paisley. I would also like to try.
I'd like to try Chai. See now they do like Chinese tapas.
Aye.
I think that's on Annie's Land. I think you can buy it's like tiny wee plates. I was actually watching a video of that today. I think it's quite popular over there as well.
Do you also want to try? Where is it again? The place in the Toon Donor or something. It's one of the.
I've never heard of that.
It's like a kebab place. It came out at the same time as like German doner kebab and that big. It's a bit more upscale.
I don't know. So anyway, we've got a bit. If you've got any suggestions for us,
let us know.
I know Jen had also Chapter V was on there, and also Bella Vita.
And then that Chateau X, have you seen that? I would actually really like to try that, but I don't even know if it would have anything that you'd like.
Was it steak?
Actually, steak.
No sure.
Steak. It'd probably have a good wee side of mac and cheese. It would.
If in doubt, mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese it out.
No, I've got no other suggestions.
There's a few actually. There's quite a lot of places in the Renfrew, Paisley area and stuff like that. Yeah, we need to get trying, and then doesn't it just be restaurants? No, obviously still need to try Frank's and that as well. So.
We actually were going to get a Frank's last week,
Deliveroo.
And
it was £336
it was
for
so
one
expensive.
pizza and a side.
It was for one pizza,
three sides. One pizza, 2 sides, and 3 dips.
Aye.
It was £84.
It was expensive, to be fair. It wasn't really.
It was like £45, but to be fair,
£48, I'm sure it was.
Well, I mean, the dips were actually $2.20. I mean,
so we were against it, but
we didn't get it. What did we end up getting? Georgia ended up making chicken feta pasta.
Aye.
You know what I mean? That region she ended up cooking. That's when you know.
Aye, but no. So we need to try a couple of other places. So we've got a bit of time here, so I just want to run over. I know it's not selling our shows or anything, but UN50 have got a show coming up at the end of this month, and it's called Bams to the Slaughter 2, which is like a sort of comedy gig. I'll let you explain it.
So it's basically like it's a comedy panel show in the likes of, for example, Mock the Week, Celebrity Juice, Have I Got News for You, Never Mind the Buzzcocks, all these different things, which we're trying to make a live entertainment / Scottish version. We've done one before, and this is us trying to do a second one now that we've got a bigger following and stuff like that. It's came with a lot of tasks because we have got bigger followings, we're busier and stuff like that. We've not actually been able to promote it as well as we would like. The comedians that we used as well, they are maybe also just as busy, so try to get everybody on the same wavelength and that. But with that being said, the last one we did was an absolute success, and this time we are putting in even more into it. We are going to be making it more interactive. We're going to be making it more worthwhile to the VIPs and stuff like that. So get your tickets now to see myself, Big 5-0, Kim Blythe, Mikey Motion, Tyrion Boyd, and many, many more comedians on the 27th of September in the Fairfield Club. Go www.eventbrite.co.uk or message myself or Georgia and we can sort you out tickets. You can get tickets for £10 for general tickets. You can get in a booth for £30, and you can get VIP tickets for £50. So why don't you come down and check out if you're a fan of myself or 50? Come down and support us, and you will also see what is going on inside our daft wee heads. Also, there's got to be a game of blindfold boxing where it's either got to be me and 50 punching each other with blindfolds on, or I'm kind of thinking we should actually have like, people for the raffle and stuff like that come up and either punch me or 50 with a blindfold on. So either of that sounds class, so why don't you come along? That's worth the price. That's worth the ticket price alone, so get yourselves along and we will see you then.
But I've not got anything else. You got anything else you want to cover?
I have a few things at the weekend. We'll start with Thursday. The last time I spoke to you, went to Blink 182, and at Blink 182 I was myself on my Todd sitting up in the rafters, but it was a really good show. I'm not getting old. Usually at a show like this I would have sneaked on into the bowl in the standing area and get involved in all the mosh pits that I seen that looked class, but honestly as soon as I got to my seat and I looked down, I just was like, I can't even be bothered leaving this seat. I'm just going to enjoy it. So like they say, Father Time is undefeated. No doubt I will have some more energetic outbursts and it'll not be the last dance and the last rodeo yet, but Blink 182 wasn't, especially being myself, wasn't the one that I was willing to use that extra energy for. But it was a good show. I did really enjoy myself. There was a lot of talk about shagging for the band members. Don't know, I didn't expect that for them. Not saying that I didn't expect rock stars to be into that stuff, obviously, no, but I just didn't see it. There was a lot of wains at the show and stuff like that. I just felt it would be a bit OTT. But anyway, who am I to judge? But it was a good show. Really enjoyed myself. I feel like being a Thursday night, it was, to be fair, it was bouncing, man. It was packed out. All the seats were sold out, and then the full bowl was full. There must have been 11,000 plus people in there. Then after that, was I wrestling that weekend?
I can't remember.
I don't think I was. I think I've had 2 weeks off, haven't I? I was wrestling that week, so I wasn't wrestling. During the week, me and 5-0 went out and filmed some videos for Bams to the Slaughter. We've put them up. It's actually quite funny. What else did we do? Wrestled at the weekend. Had actually 2 shows in the one day. On the Saturday, we done a gala day, school's fair show out in Paisley at West Park Primary. It was a bit last minute. Really enjoyed that. That was very well reviewed as well. Going to be going to a couple of schools now. Got a couple of shows off the back of it in other schools, and then went to Stirling where I lost my grassroots heavyweight championship, which I'd held for over 1 year. Bit bittersweet as it was a good match against hometown hero Ryan Griffin, and getting to maybe be out my comfort zone because I'm used to all the crowd cheering for me, try something different. That was quite fun. But losing my title, the first heavyweight title that I had ever won, was a bit sad, but we'll get it back, don't worry about that. Luke Matthews is actually now the champion, so your days are numbered, wee man, as I'll be coming to get my belt back. But besides that, that's kind of everything I've been up to since we're here today. Have you got anything you would like to add?
No, I just want to add, please keep subscribing.
Keep
following us, leave a wee review, share it.
Tell everybody that you know,
Tell your
just
pals.
do all this stuff. You know what I mean? I know it's a bit begging and that, but just like, subscribe, 5-star reviews, comment on it, everything to help the algorithm push this out. We feel like the podcast is good, obviously, or we wouldn't be doing it, but it would be good to hear from other people. There's definitely a lot of silent watchers, because Georgia said that on the statistics it showed that there was more guys, but it seems like it's always the women comment. So guys, come on, get your fingers out and let us know what you're thinking. I see a couple of these have commented to me out in the streets and stuff, guys I'd never expect. So drop a wee comment and let Georgia know as well.
Thank yous.
And that's what I can't say that. See you later and enjoy.
Bye.